Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of the Summerton Club Bottle of the Month for February 2020. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of the Exceptional Blend. This whisky from Sutcliffe and Son is the Summerton Whisky Club's Bottle of the Month for February 2020. Slightly different this time. Some members were sent this, the Exceptional Blend, and some were sent the Exceptional Grain from the same series. There is also an Exceptional Malt, but that wasn't part of the membership offering in the last round of deliveries. So I got the Exceptional Blend, something I can't say I'm unhappy with. It's got great provenance. The creators of Sutcliffe and Son are well known in the whisky business, and this particular one is a blend of a number of Scotch whiskies. I could read a few off the back, but I will put a full list of all the whiskies it contains. But they are things like Ben Nevis, Balvenie, Kinninvie, Glenfiddich, Glenallachie, and even the likes of Macallan. I'll also put the ages next to them. I think the youngest is a 6-year-old and the oldest 33 years old, which is pretty impressive. I have tasted this briefly before this. This isn't going to be a first taste, because I wanted to try and, rather than just first impressions, I wanted to give a real feel for what this thing tastes like, because sometimes first impressions don't really open the whisky up enough to give you the full picture. So hopefully I can give it a bit more justice, having tasted it previously. Should we find out what it's like? On to the whisky. So, like all my Summerton Club bottles, this is part of a subscription that I pay my own money for. It's £50 every 2 months, and the aim of the Whisky Club is to deliver rare and unique bottles for less than you'd be able to buy them yourself. £50, I think this bottle is definitely cheaper than you can go and buy it yourself online. Should we find out a bit more about the whisky? I'd say, looking at the colour, let's have a quick look at that. That's like an Amontillado sherry colour. It's quite rich. It's quite rich there. This particular whisky is bottled at 43%, and it is finished, when they vatted them together, it is finished in Oloroso barrels to impart those sort of subtle sherry tones and sort of round the whisky off nicely. But let's find out what it's like on the nose. So instantly I get sherry. There is a noticeable sherry character with this. There's not much alcohol vapour, which is good, because obviously this does contain some grain whiskies. Yeah, it's quite sweet, quite fruity. Those dark fruits are like stewed fruits. Yeah, there's a hint of sort of brown sugars, almost like a rum sort of flavour to it. Yeah, and there's a decent amount of vanilla as well on the nose. Yeah, it's very, very nice on the nose. I wouldn't instantly have thought it was a blended whisky just on the nose itself. Let's try it on the palate. It's very light to start with. Starts very light on the palate. It doesn't give much away at all. It's only when you swallow it and it evaporates that the whisky really opens up. You get the Oloroso. That sherry is really, really distinctive. It's lovely and sweet. It's not too dry. It's a little bit tannic, but it's not too dry at all. And then you get a hint of leather. You get a little bit of heat on the tongue, a little bit of spiciness right in the centre. Let's give it another sip. Yeah, it's quite interesting because as you sort of swirl it around the mouth, it gets quite viscous, quite oily. It's you know, I don't know if this is non-chill filtered or uncoloured. I'd assume it's uncoloured. Couldn't necessarily say if it was non-chill filtered, but because it doesn't actually say on the bottle. But the real oily character is quite nice on the tongue. The sort of dry wood note that you get, especially with quite older whiskies, on the finish, I'd say isn't strong with this one. The dry wood note is there, but it's quite light. It's in the background. The chili pepper, I think, only takes a few sips to get used to, and then once your tongue has acclimatised to the whiskey, it sort of dampens down and it's very palatable indeed. There is a little bit of alcohol vapour. I do get that on any sort of grain or blended whiskey, so the grain content is present. You'd know it's there, but it's not dominating. So obviously the amount of malt whiskey in this is clearly quite high. So to sum it up, I'd say it's very light to start. It's very sweet. It's not too dry. There's not too much alcohol vapour. I like the mouthfeel. It's really quite pleasant. It's got a good sort of medium-long finish. So yeah, I'm really quite surprised by this. It's one I think I'll enjoy drinking this and sharing with friends. So thanks, Summerton Club. I think you've chosen a good one. Launcher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.